type of scale. They're a scale that was designed for weighing coins.
Thank you.
So things like guineas and sovereigns. And basically these date from the late 18th century, early 19th century. And the point for putting those on the trail was that at that time, in Britain, gold coinage was in quite short supply because Britain was engaged in the Napoleonic Wars with France, and blockades on the English Channel meant that supplies of things like gold, which came from West Africa, which I'll come back to, weren't getting in. And one of the consequences of that was that it encouraged a practice that happened anyway, which is that at that time, gold coinage didn't have the milled edges that coins have today. So you know how there's a rough edge to a coin? They used to have smooth edges, and what that meant was that the idea of the milled edge is it means that if anybody's interfered with a coin, like what's called clipping the edges, you can see because the milling would have gone. At that time the coins were smooth, so you could actually shave off little bits off a coin without somebody necessarily noticing. And at that time the value of a coin wasn't just its face value, it was based on its weight because it was its weight in a precious metal, gold. And so if you had underweight coins, they weren't actually worth their face value. And so people who were business people who dealt a lot in coinage, they would carry around folding coin scales like this in their pockets so that they could make sure when they were given coins that they were actually full value. And as I say, going back to how this all fits in with the links to slavery, one of the places that gold came from to Britain was Ghana, where it was particularly convenient because the gold was alluvial gold, which kind of washed down the rivers and cost less to exploit than gold found in other kind of rock formations. And so that's another link to the whole West African trade, because the key thing about the triangular trade is the success of the triangular trade is on having full ships at every leg on the journey. And so when the ships go out to West Africa, what they want to do is get as much of different types of cargoes as possible. And demeaning as it is, that is how they saw slaves. Slaves were a cargo like gold was a cargo.